connected to foreign icon.
This so good should be illegal. Need round two, I need a sequel. Hit the back with like a free throw. You next level, you a chico. In so deep, you hit my seat plug. Got me singing like Alicia. Got me using all your lingo. Tell your girlfriend that you single. Call me over cause I go hard. Sweet little bit for like a porn star. Next day, act just like your road dog. That's me how you know her. That game super, baby, loca. Too loud, I tell the boca. At this word, supernova. That earth coming over. Come over, can I stop by to see you tonight? Can I stop by to see you? Both on fire, love the teamwork. Leave with juices on your t-shirt. Loud and clear, no need for reverb. Tell the Uber driver reverb. Flip that and make the U-turn. Sex tape crazy, need the blue.
God, we thank you for health and opportunity. I thank you for your grace and mercy. Just like that song said, because even though at times when we aren't worthy, you still manage to keep us and show your love. I pray for wisdom and forgiveness of our sins. In your son, Jesus' name, amen. All righty, let's get it. Let's jump into it. Here we go. Welcome again. All right, to season one of the Glory Stories, spiritual networking platform, allowing individuals to share their testimonies and life perspective while honoring God in the process by sharing how his glory has impacted their story. I'm your host, Corinne Wiggins. We kept the main thing with our spiritual spark and prayer to lead us off as usual. As we get ready to dive into our Daily Bread episode for tonight, note that it is $2 Tuesday. So if you're one of the 15 individuals sharing either on Facebook or you retweet it via Twitter, you get opportunity to get a compensation, $2 compensation, something minor, but every little thing can be a blessing. So get that at the end, concluding the live. If you choose to participate, if for some reason you miss any of our previous episodes, you can catch those on the pages as well when you go and if you go and share it or retweet it. Feel free to follow us and stay connected while you're there, as well as DM and reach out, if you'd like to be someone to feature your story or know of someone who can benefit from this platform. Feel free to share the opportunity, and we will try and make something work, schedules permitting. Now let's jump into it. Kicking us off tonight was going to be a young lady, that is a friend of Future tonight, but she kind of, I guess she got a little under the weather. I don't know. Me personally, I think it might have been a little something else, but no, I'm messing with you now. I hope she is doing all right and she feel better. I was saying like it might have been a little stage fright, but nah, I definitely I'm hoping she's doing okay. But in place of her will be a gentleman that I don't know. I know probably just as much as y'all. I don't know too much about him. I just met him, man. But all I know is I definitely need to get to know this man because, someone to come through in the clutch like this, that's a man that's a solid brother. So I definitely I have a lot of respect for him already. So I definitely am interested to, hear what he has for us and to chop it up with him. But his name is BJ. Let's get him in here.
How you doing?
BJ, what's up, Brody?
Yeah, man. What's up, man?
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Everything good with you?
Oh, everything's good. Everything's good.
All right, cool for sure, man. Hey, the floor is yours, brother. Whatever you want to do, do your thing
All right, I'm just gonna play a little bit for you.
for sure. Dope,
All
bro.
right, man.
Hey, man. Hey, your boy hopped on the keys,
Yeah,
man. Hey, them
yeah,
keys something special now. I always want to learn how to put them keys. I was about
yeah.
to say, hey, you threw a mic in there. I was about to call you Little Smoky Norfolk now.
See, I wish I could sing. I wasn't blessed with that talent, but I wish I could.
No, definitely though, bro. That's dope, man. Just introduce yourself, man. Appreciate
Yeah.
that
uh,
selection, bro. Yeah, introduce yourself, man. Where you from?
Um,
Little
I'm
stuff like
BJ
that.
Bush. I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. In my senior year at Lander University right now. Um, yeah, no, I just been kind of doing the music thing for a while now, since probably my sophomore year of high school when I started. So I kind of just been riding the wave, learning as much as I can.
For sure, bro. Hey, man. Sure. Hey, keep it up, man. Definitely. I seen you kind of getting lost in it. You got the passion with it. You was feeling it. I like that type stuff, man. It
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you feeling it for sure. Where would you say that passion and your interest for the keys and music came from?
Well, music in general, probably came from the church I was raised in. We were a really like music heavy church. Music was always like a really big deal in that church. So, and it was always really good. So I was always fascinated with, how musicians were able to play together and not even practice before and be able to perform in front of people and just make up songs on the fly and stuff like that. It's always been curious. And also my older brother, who was the one who actually really got me into music. He had been playing since, I mean, I can remember since we were kids. He'd been playing the keys. And so I was just late to the party, I guess, and got into it my sophomore year and just never looked back.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Shoot, hey, being late ain't always, a bad thing. Ain't so much late. Just your time was coming. That's all it was. But being a
Yeah.
musician, man, I'm sure you take time to practice and work on your craft. Practice the keys and stuff like that. But when you get a chance, what else do you do to find enjoyment or do something during your leisure time that helps you, stay focused and working towards your goals?
Well, growing up, I was a baseball player, and in the town I grew up in, baseball was like a real big deal. So that took up most of my time, all the way up until maybe a year ago,
Yeah,
when I stopped playing. So that really took up a lot of my time. Now, I kind of replaced that time that I was spending on ball and replaced it with music. um, and just trying to learn as much as I can, really, because that's really all music is. It's just information. It's just learn. It's just the more you know, the better you are. So I've been trying to just really focus on learning as much as I can, practicing as much as I can, just improving every day.
For sure. Why you?
Yeah.
What made you? I guess. Do you still play baseball or?
No, I don't anymore. I don't anymore.
Okay, so what made you kind of? I guess, you know, transition from baseball, specifically, and kind of just, take. I guess, are you full kind of like trying to be a musician, or is that something you kind of just do on the side?
No, I'm definitely full trying to be a musician. Um, but the reason why I stopped playing ball is just because my body kind of gave out on me. I started having injuries, like stringing injuries over and over again. Every athlete understands what I'm talking about when you start getting injured and then you have to play hurt. You know what I'm saying? You have to practice hurt, and
For
just
sure.
makes everything about the game just kind of feel differently. And it's just easy to, I guess, kind of lose the passion that you once had for the game
For sure.
when you're always playing hurt. And so I kind of just got to that point where I wasn't ever going to get back to healthy, like 100%. So it was like I need to hang it up.
Dope. So how did you cope with that mentally? Like I'm pretty sure that was a challenging thing, coping with the
Still kind of coping mentally.
yeah. How do you manage that?
um, I just try to stay busy, to be honest with you.
For
Try to
sure. I
keep my
like
mind
that
off.
answer.
I'm kind of going through this period where I'm not really having pain in my body.
Yeah.
Kind of like foreign feeling to me because it's kind of always been just something's messed up, something's nicked, something's wrong for as long as I can remember. So I'm now just finally get to that point where just nothing hurts ever, and
Yeah.
so it's real weird. It's real weird, and I'm not used to it. But no, man, just trying to stay busy, trying to just replace that time that I was using mentally and physically with baseball, and just using that energy, somewhere else.
For sure.
Is really what I'm trying to do.
Definitely, man. And my last question for you, bro. You kind of was alluding to it, but outside of your injuries, what are some other maybe challenges that you might have faced along your journey, or maybe continue to face throughout your musical journey?
Um, Other challenges that I probably had to face. Um, Probably just revolve around, I was always a smaller athlete growing up. Not smaller. I was always the smallest athlete growing up. It was always, there's always the people that's like, yeah, you're too small. You just can't do this. You're not gonna be able to go as far as you want to, and scouts aren't gonna be looking at you because you don't have the size. And it's always been kind of a grind to just outwork and always
Yeah,
prove me wrong, playing with a chip on your shoulder, like
for
all the
sure.
things. Yeah. But that was probably the biggest thing in my baseball career that I had to overcome was just being so small, but still being really good and being able to play, on a college level. Um, yeah, it was more difficult for me. It just was.
Nah, I feel it, bro. Definitely, man. I appreciate that, man. Definitely keep doing it, man. Keep striving with them keys, bro. I like that type of stuff, man. And it definitely that's something that you've been blessed with. So definitely keep walking in that blessing, man. But y'all let the people know where they, I guess, on social media or something like that. They maybe can, if you got something with music, they can follow you on that, or you might not, if you want that, just kind of before you exit, or and then I get Abby on here.
Well, so I recently actually just got off of social media.
All
So I
right.
don't actually have social media, like personally myself. So yeah, you can't follow me. But me and my brother have been doing music production. We're trying to reach out to local artists that are just trying to start their careers and don't want to go through the hassle of trying to find mixing engineers and mastering engineers and producers and paying out all that money just
Sure.
to create a project that you believe in and that sounds good. So we've been doing that. So you can follow us on axiom.beats on our Instagram. That is AXIOM.beats on our Instagram, and you can DM us there, and then we will get back to you as soon as possible. If you're trying to work, if you know someone that's trying to make some music, or is just curious on how they would sound on a track, what I'm saying, on like a good sounding track, then
Sure.
yeah, send them our way. We're definitely ready to work.
Definitely. I appreciate you, BJ, man. Look forward to having you back on shortly, bro.
Yeah, man.
I think. All right, coming up, we have a very smart young lady. Who's doing her thing. I guess in the corporate world now, but doing her thing entrepreneurially as well. Has her own up and coming podcast show. Even assisting me kind of with some things and some ideas I ran by her before. And it's just a spirit that I enjoy being around. And she's very nice. So I'm looking forward to having her on. Miss Abigail Sharpless. Let's get her in here. Yes,
Hello.
ma'am. Abby,
Hi.
how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Oh well, oh well.
I like hearing about how smart I am and great and big I am. Thank you. I mean, wow.
Yo, I appreciate you joining us.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
just introduce yourself first, and then
Yeah.
then we can go.
So I'm Abigail, Abby. I have a podcast, which is the Abby Normal podcast, spelled like abnormal. It is a faith-based podcast, so I'm basically trying to approach faith from a much more open perspective and say everybody's walk with God is a personal journey. So approach God and treat it like that. That it is your private journey. However, you need to enter that and try to be totally honest and genuine about that process, and to encourage other people to do that. I'm basically giving my testimony as raw and honest as I possibly can every time I record. I don't know what else to say about me. I work for a
No.
running store. I work for Fleet Feet. like, yeah, so that's what I
No, definitely. I feel it. But since the premise of our episode tonight is our daily bread, 2 Corinthians 9:6, essentially sowing good seeds. So essentially the things that we are doing and feeding ourselves on a daily, whether mentally, visually, or physically, and how that affects us and our overall wellness. What are some things that you do to keep your mind clear and perspective on what it is you want and your goals?
definitely. Mental health is a huge thing for me. It's something that I've had to kind of battle with for a long time throughout my life. So I take it very head on. So I kind of flipped my perspective on mental health some years ago and recognized it more as being intentional with the gift God gives me, which is clarity and connection to my spirit. So if I interrupt that with negative thoughts or anything like that, or if I'm not taking care of my temple, working out, staying fit, then I'm not fully honoring Him and everything He's provided for me. So when it comes to mental health, I'm very aggressive with it. I will do, be it therapy, talking to friends. I'm very always involved. I like to have lots of conversations. You and I have lots of conversations. I like to open up and challenge the way I think. Even when I'm feeling good, I'm going to therapy. I'm talking to my friends. I'm doing all that the same. And then another big thing, I'm a recreational therapist by trade. Nobody knows what that is, so it's fine if y'all have to Google it after this show. But it's basically doing therapy, literally through forms of leisure and recreation. So sports, anything physical, anything active, I'm all for it. So that's I play tennis, I go run, I work out. I like to go skating. Like I'll do everything. I'll be outside. and so it's just a matter of trying to stay engaged, trying to stay well read, trying to I listen to podcasts just as much as I'm recording them. So anything to keep myself active and try to honor the gifts I'm given every day.
For sure, definitely, absolutely. I agree with all that. I feel all that. Personally, I just I think I just find ways to like my man BJ kind of alluded to, doing something, just staying busy, like grinding.
Mm-hmm.
The next great idea, kind of God puts in my mind, just putting it into action. I feel like
Yeah.
that's what we're all here to do. Because it's in our kind of essentially, if it's in our hearts, I believe that it's purpose and meaning behind that.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was someone who once said, "Success usually comes to those who are too busy looking for it." That's a cliche quote, but it's for the most part, a true quote. Busy is
Yeah.
grinding. Of course, smarter rather than harder, but definitely grinding.
Yeah.
But yeah, another question I have for you, I guess you kind of alluded to the Abby Normal podcast and kind of what I guess the basis of it, but what
Mm-hmm.
essentially are more the foundation of the conversations, that you're talking about. Kind of go a
Yeah.
little more depth about that.
So I talk about a lot of stuff on the show. I do. I go into different topics, and I try to do that on purpose so you see, I'm a human being. I have God. The overall point is to say God is part of your life, even the ugly parts and your favorite parts. And so I wanted, when I started the show, basically, I had for years, just been on social media or around friends and hearing the conversations of what people thought of the average Christians. Christianity or faith in general was weaponized. It was seen as something to oppress people. It's seen as something to tell you about yourself and judge you or cast you down for falling into your nature. And so I wanted to kind of reframe that because that's the total opposite of what I'm reading, which is God is all about grace. That's the miracle of it is,
For sure.
that's the only freedom is through faith, through total obedience to him. I'm completely free of all that stuff.
Right.
And so I was like, I just realized at a point it's all false propaganda because the truth of God is clear. All you have to do is believe a little bit and he'll make it very evident to you. He's only benevolent. And that's so, I think adopting faith can be so easy once you let go of your preconceived notions, maybe that society has created around what you think it means to carry a religion anymore. And
Right.
so I kind of wanted to come back in and say, I definitely associate with a specific religion, and it's important to associate with that. But at the same time, drop what you assume about what that even means and come back in and learn about it for yourself. So
Right.
I'm trying to, I mean, literally, like, I just thought, every like 100 years, Christianity goes through a new marketing scheme, basically. And I'm like, I'm trying to start the new one. I want to bring back in, especially people like millennials or just the youth in general, like, around that 20-year-old age or so, 20s, 30s, where it seems like we're so lost and we have so many things up against us. Like we're giving up our biggest armor when we automatically rule out having some faith. So I just kind of wanted to come in and say, hey, look, like I'm messed up too. I'm flawed. I'm very honest about that. But yet I continue to find freedom, happiness, and confidence and through my faith. So if I can, you definitely can,
For
like,
sure.
I don't know if I answered that all the way, but
Oh
yeah.
no, definitely you did. It definitely, nah, for sure. I definitely, you definitely did. So, how much of a you said you kind of want to tap into the millennials,
Mhm.
so essentially, our world, a big part of that is technology,
Yeah.
so how much of an effect does your leisure activities, or the leisure activities that people do, such as social media, playing video games, TV shows, music we might listen to,
Mhm.
things that a lot of, like I said, a lot of us do. What effect does that, or you feel like, does that have on your spirit and your mindsets, and what are some of the things you personally may want to change, or do less of, that, or you feel like
Absolutely.
we should?
That's a great question. I think that is a question that more people should ask themselves because I think it's something so overlooked. So I just put out an episode. It's actually out today, and it's
Okay.
called Yes, it's about
Yeah.
manifestation. Check it out. No, but it's relevant to this. It's about manifestation, and I was talking about the power of manifestation and how I was talking, and the particular thing I was discussing in one example was confidence, and I was like, yeah, well, I went from somebody who had I felt like zero confidence for so many years to like it felt like in a day all of a sudden I was a whole new person, and somehow I manifested that for myself, but it was through the process of correcting so many subliminal thoughts. So every time I said anything negative about myself, I tried to just be aware of it and correct it. Instead of saying, oh, you dropped something, gosh, you're so clumsy. Just being like, oop, made a little mistake, you're all right. Like, and just try to
Yeah.
reframe that. And so, all that to be said, social media, the people you hang around, what you're looking at, just the content, the images you're seeing every day, you don't recognize how much power you donate to those things and how much
Mm,
power those things take away from you. So they're controlling your thoughts, or they're guiding your thoughts at least. I'm not going to, jump all the way into saying social media just completely runs our minds. But I mean, me and BJ were just discussing this movie the other day that talked about the power of social media and how they're literally influencing you to make decisions. They're influencing you to buy things. They're influencing you to say, oh, I need to change my hair, or I need to talk a little bit different. I need to pick up this slang or whatever. So if it's powerful enough to encourage minor behaviors, imagine how that affects your spirit every day. If it's constantly telling you to silence your spirit, if I'm looking at people on social media who challenge my sense of confidence, if I only see people I'm jealous of all day, of course I'm going to probably, feel a
yeah.
little bit like I'm insecure at the end of the night, right? And so am that's kind of something I challenge my listeners to do all the time is I don't care if we agree at all on what you think God told you or God told me. I just want to know that you're thinking about God all the time in every single little thing that you might be doing. So when it comes to like my leisure, my everyday things, I try to think about that in general. So I'm not saying everything I have to read has to be Christian content or every
Yeah.
Instagram page has to be, like a Jesus post.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna follow somebody who is just negative and spouts out hatred to other people. Because I
Right.
pick up on that, or I'm not gonna read content that spreads ignorance. If I know it's talking ignorance, I'm not gonna absorb that, right? I'm gonna try to read things that uplift me or encourage me, or I don't know if it's Christian literature or be it whatever. That's what I'm aiming for. So as far as things that I can improve on, I think that's a consistent journey. I think I would be lying to say that I'm good in any single one category at all times. As we all kind of fall short, you
Absolutely.
might just scrolling through Twitter, you just kind of get lost in a loop and you don't even realize you're being insensitive, or you just now replied to somebody and made somebody feel worse about, it's so easy to get wrapped up. So I'm trying to check my behaviors as they happen. And then also give myself grace. I think I get more frustrated with myself than I would at other people. So whenever I feel myself slipping, if I'm not working out as much, if I'm not talking to the most healthy people all the time, all day, or I'm sitting on my phone a little more, instead of just feeling overwhelmed and super critical of that, instead saying, okay, let me be more aware. Let me figure out maybe what I've lost connection with my spirit on, because something obviously that desire is coming from somewhere. So
Right.
maybe I'm not talking to God enough, and maybe that's why I'm always looking to have a conversation with somebody else, or I don't know.
Indeed.
It could be a list of things. So just trying to check in, be it journaling or whatever I can do to just stay aware of how engaged I am with all these other extra things. Yeah.
No, that's big. Definitely, yeah. Because I think our generation in particular, like I said, man, technology, it's like you kind of alluded to, it's a gift and a curse. You can't live with it, but can't live without it. It's kind of
Yeah.
evolving towards that. Too much of like a lot of stuff. Too much of anything can kill you, right? Or
Right.
overwhelm you. So I do believe in doing stuff in moderation and not abusing them. All the time, like social
Right.
media. The thing, or like you said, kind of like the people you're talking to, not being around negative energy so much or eating bad
Mhm.
food, all that stuff kind of plays a part in, who you are on,
Definitely.
inside out. So, and essentially, psychologically, it definitely can have negative or positive effects based on the decisions you make, depending on, you know, um, like I said, what you choose to do. And
Right.
it can be negative or positive and have that effect on your overall, health outcomes. So, and
Right.
that's definitely scientifically proven. So I think we all can be cognizant of it, like you kind of said, and protective of the things that we are taking in and letting into us, and find
Hmm.
accountability partners. I think, be a good thing, finding accountability
Definitely.
partners for people to keep you on track, or like you kind of alluded to, talking to people, and just people that
Hmm.
are like-minded and on the same path as you,
Right.
but I enjoyed that. That was good stuff. We're gonna kind of shift the gears and get my man BJ, back in here, and let y'all kind of play a couple games and kind of lighten up the spirit a little bit. Again, like
Let's
uh,
do it.
yeah, the Abby Normal podcast. Though y'all heard her, hey, she tapping in.
Check
Yeah,
it out.
y'all go check it out for sure. Let's get him in. BJ,
What's good? What's good? What's
you
good?
back, bro? Got you, man. Good. All right. So look, we had 3 games for y'all. All right. So
Mhm.
y'all,
All
I
right, let's
don't
do it.
know who gonna come out on top. I guess you will see. But the first game, y'all see the title right there.
All right.
Called Back the Field. And I'm gonna share the screen for y'all, and we're gonna get the game up here for you. Here we go.
Yeah.
Hold on, not that one. No,
Fun fact,
I don't want to show
ABS
y'all.
Productions, BJ made my theme music and my outro music on my podcast. So if y'all want to
Oh, for
see
real?
how good it is, yeah.
Nice. I like it. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, production. He doing it.
There you go.
But here we go. Look, the first question for y'all. Fact or fib. You just pretty simple. You know, you gonna read that and select if that's a fact or fib. And I got score for you now. So make sure y'all, ain't doing no cheating. We got a legit count for you. So green is
All
the
right.
rarest M&M candy color. No cheating over there either. I can't really see BJ hands. Oh, all right.
I'm good. I'm good. I
Sure.
promise.
But that's a fact.
I'll
Wait,
keep my.
does this include holiday? Because I'm going to say fib. Because Christmas, they all be red and green. I
I,
don't need to give all my answers to BJ. You pick what you want.
yeah, I
It
mean,
might be. I
so,
don't know.
so you went fib. All
I
right,
think it's a fib.
BJ, what you go,
Uh,
bro?
I'm probably gonna go fib.
Okay, fib. All right,
Yeah.
we got 2 fibs, and your answer actually is fib. It's correct. And the rarest color, I mean, based on the research, it says it's brown. Actually, the brown M&M.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Wow,
I didn't.
that's crazy.
Abby's logic kind of got y'all there, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't
I
exactly
made that
what
up.
wasn't exactly what we were looking for. But hey,
Hey, that's
all
not
that matters,
critical thinking, though,
all
okay?
that matters is results, right? All that matters is results. Next question. So that's 1-1 for everybody. 1-1. All
Okay.
right. Fact or fib? Only 2 states don't observe daylight saving time. Fact or fib? Mm. We got some
Yeah.
thoughts going
I
down.
know for
Yeah.
sure there are states that, oh, well, they just changed their law and they do observe daylight savings now. I'm going to say fact.
All right, we got one fact.
I'm go fib.
We have a fib. I like it. I like the diversity. Here we go. And the answer actually is it's a fact. Abby got that
Uh,
right.
uh,
And 2 states are Arizona and Hawaii. That observe it.
okay.
I don't know how Abby came to that. Some of her logic is a little different. I don't know what's up with
I'll
that.
be thinking through it, okay?
Yeah, you are thinking through
Wow.
it. I'm telling you. So that's 2. That's 2-1. Here we go. All right. Fact or fib. Last question for fact or fib game. Only 6 of Snow White, 7 dwarfs names end in the letter Y. Yeah. What we got?
Facts. I have no idea. I have no clue.
I'm gonna say fact because I know Doc is one, but I don't know if there's another one.
Yeah, vote with fact. All right, and it's actually a fear. It is. It's five. It's actually five of them: happy, dopey, grumpy, sneezy, and sleepy.
What's the other two? Doc and
You
something
said
else.
Doc. Yeah, and I don't know the other one. Hold on, that's six. Seven is what's the seventh one?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, but only five ending Y though. Yeah, so coming out of that game is 2-1. Abby's up 1. We're gonna transition to your next game right here. It's called Who Knows What. You got your multiple choice. You get to decide between those options which one you feel like is the answer. Pretty straightforward. What year was the first Air Jordan sneakers released? I don't know if y'all sneakerheads or not. I don't know if y'all wear Jordans or not, but she up there. Probably none of us were born at this time either. But yeah.
I'm gonna
We got
say
A 1984, B 1985, and C 1983.
I'm gonna say B.
Okay,
I was gonna go.
we have a B. We have two B's.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. But the answer actually is
Oh
A.
no.
The answer is
I almost said A.
1984. I don't know how you would have got that, but I guess you got a 1 out of 3 chance. So
It's just because every time you don't know the answer on the test, you just go for the one in the middle. So
for sure, definitely. So nobody got any points on that one. Here we go. Question number 2. Serena Williams won which major tennis tournament while being pregnant with her first child? A, the U.S. Open, B, Australian Open, C, French Open.
U.S. I think it's the U.S. Open.
All right, we have an A.
I'm gonna say C.
And we have a C, French.
Probably A.
Okay. But the answer actually is the Australian Open. It's the Australia. Yeah, y'all like staying close. I guess. Well, Abby still got 1, so she's still up 1. So BJ, she leaving the door open for you, bro. You got to kick it in.
Hey, don't get confident.
Yeah, my brother went B as well. What's up, Coach Biggs, my man in here? Appreciate it. I seen Travis Blanks in here. What's up, bro? Appreciate y'all joining. We're gonna roll right on along. Who knows what? Last question for who knows what? How many ribs are in the human body? We got some anatomy up in here. Anatomy and Fizz.
I'm gonna say
People tapped in. We have an A, 22, B, 24, C, 26.
You go with 22.
I'm gonna go with.
All right.
I'm gonna go with 24.
All right. So that was a C and a B, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A and B.
I have
The
B.
answer actually is B. Abby actually got that right. It actually is 24. So she up after that game, concluding that one. It's 3-1.
This is getting embarrassing for you.
My brother was tapped in as well. He said 24. He knew it. Going into our final game for the night. It's called Pick the Misfit. All right, game a little more challenging. So if you get it right, you get 2 points. And essentially, it's pretty straightforward, but you kind of got to think a little more. Out of those 3, you see the hint up there. You pick one of those that doesn't fit the other 2. 2 of the ones have something in common. One of them is different. Pick the misfit. So out of those selections, you have A, Amy Winehouse, B, Snow Allegra, C, Jessie J. The hint is origin. Pick the misfit. A, B, or C.
Is Jessie J from the States? Is Snow Allegra from the States? I'm gonna go with.
I don't know. That's great. I don't know. Eesh.
I'm gonna pick B. 'Cause
We have a B. All right.
I'm gonna go with A.
You went B too?
No, I went A.
Okay, you went A. Actually, the answer is B.
Wow.
It is. And what's your you just guessed on that one, Abby, or what's your
Well, I
lock?
know. I thought it was about them being from England or whatever, and I thought
Okay,
just Bo was
right.
from England. Okay.
Yeah, right. Snow is from Sweden. The other
Okay.
two are from Britain. They're British.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you
Wow.
definitely you was tapped in on that one. So you get 2 points for
Okay.
that one because you got it
I
right.
knew Amy. I had her.
Yeah.
I knew something about her.
Well, boy, BJ, we need it, man. We on life support right now. It's becoming a boat
Yeah.
race, man. It's 5-1 right now. You get these last two, you in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're
the
gonna try.
hit
Movie.
is movies. All right, we have A, B, and C. What we got? Two of them. That's something. You see your hint? Yeah, like I said, it's movies.
DJ, you go first.
Ooh.
What you got, BJ?
Man.
Y'all on the
Let's go
time
with
frame now.
I'm gonna say.
Y'all
I'm gonna
gotta
say.
think something. Hey,
Hey, I'm going to
y'all
say.
deliberating like Family Feud or something.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah. What we doing?
Okay.
Me and
Yeah, I'm
Christy
gonna go.
going with A.
Y'all both went A?
Yeah.
I was talking about Christy, but
Oh yeah, that's my cousin, Chris. And the answer actually is it's B, y'all. It's B.
ah,
It's B. Spectre was released in 2015. The others were released in 2014. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
B.
I was not.
Yeah.
you
You would have known that,
That's
right?
hard.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why you get 2 points. You get it right. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right. Exactly. My brother would have had it wrong as well. He said Interstellar. But last question for the night. Your final question.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
The hint is science achievement. So I don't know how many science whiz we have. I don't know how many, I guess chemists or biologists. But yeah, you have your 3. You get to choose. One doesn't fit.
Okay. I am selecting.
What we got?
C. I'm gonna go with C.
All right. Hey, you act like you about to say it right there.
I think I'm gonna go with B.
Okay. We have a B.
I said C.
Oh, you went C.
I said C.
Okay. And your answer actually is C. Oh, it is. And the reason is the other two won the Nobel Prize in Science. They won 2 of them, and Kurt Alder only won 1. So that's
Wow.
why the hint was science achievement.
Dang, Kurt, come on.
So I guess
Dang, Kurt. Dang,
that was
Kurt.
the final question for tonight. So we got a winner. Abby came out on top. But BJ, we definitely appreciate you, man. Hey, you came through, man. This show wouldn't have been done without you tonight, anyway, brother. So you won, man. We won because of you, bro.
We won.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Yes.
So we're gonna kind of shift a little again. I have a final focus for y'all that I'm gonna play for you, and
Okay.
and then we can close for the night.
All right.
Sounds
Here we go.
Hi, I'm Stacey Abrams.
I don't know why that is, but all right. We're gonna let that play a little bit. Y'all missed them ads.
To demand vote by mail.
Let's see if we mute it.
Not you getting political on here.
To know. You're not supposed to know. Life is a mystery. If you take away the mystery and everything was certain, you would need faith.
Like, I stand on this stage before you, and to be honest, I never thought I would be doing this. They put me in public speaking in college. I dropped the class on the second day. I despised it. As I was walking out, I never forget, I told my buddy, I said, I'd never be needing that.
Faith functions best when you don't know. So God often puts us in positions where we don't know to destabilize us from relying too much on what we know.
Yeah.
Like a trainer who starts you out and he starts you out on a weight machine, okay? And then he puts you on a bench and he gives you free weights because now it's less stable. The less stable it is, the more muscles you build. Finally, he puts you on a ball where everything's unstable, and when he puts you on the ball, he's building up your core. So the more unstable your life becomes, the more you have to go inside yourself to stabilize yourself. You're strong enough to withstand instability.
Yeah.
And if you knew everything, you'd have no room for faith, for discovery, for innovation, because creativity comes in uncertainty. It comes in uncertainty, in the middle of chaos, because after a while, anytime you know too much, you stop living your best self.
And the beauty of life is when God takes a situation or circumstance and he puts you on a path that you never imagined, and your life begins to flourish and serve as a blessing to a lot of people. But more times than not, you hit extreme chaos or extreme opposition on the way to getting to that point. Right? Like you think about the 9/11 incident. I travel a lot. Senseless act. A lot of people lost their lives. Right? And I remember reading an article, and in this article it spoke about the other side of the situation. And it talked about that morning, it was a wife and a husband, and they had a daughter. Right? And the wife went to the husband and she said, can you please take our daughter to kindergarten this morning? The husband said, I really got some meetings I need to be at in that building. And the wife said, can you please do it? He said, I really got some meetings I need to be at. And the wife asked him one more time, can you please? He said, all right, I'll do it. Guy ends up taking a whole day off, ends up sparing his life. One gentleman on the New Jersey Turnpike, accident happens. He's frustrated, he's mad, he can't get to work. Accident ended up sparing his life. One gentleman got a new pair of shoes that day. He's walking, he gets a blister on his foot, he's going back home to change his shoes. He get there, end up sparing his life. One guy went to a donut and coffee shop, went to get some donuts and coffee. As he's coming out of the shop, somebody spilled some coffee on his shirt, went home to change his shirt, ended up sparing his life. The other side. Right when the opposition happens and you step back in the perspective that you have about it, that's why I love Romans 8:28 when it says, and we know, it starts the verse off with a heavy level of conviction. It says, and we know that all things work to the good of those who love the Lord, who are called according to his will and his purpose.
Nice. The word says, the eye is the lamp of the body. Turn my eyes from looking at worthless things and give me life in your ways. So be cognizant and protective of what you're letting in your surroundings. Find productive things you enjoy doing to stay busy, and always remember, faith forward, keeping the main thing. I appreciate you again, Abby. Appreciate you, BJ, man. Hey, man, I definitely, again, don't know what it means to me. Like I said, this is my first time meeting you. And definitely, got a lot of respect for you, bro, just from, taking that all of a sudden, moment to jump on and, share your gift as well. Again, y'all check out the Abby Normal podcast. If y'all have any musical, things y'all want to tap into, get in contact with my man BJ. Anything y'all want to say final to the people, y'all can say that now before we close.
Yeah.
Go first, and then BJ.
Yeah. Well, first off, thank you. Thank you for doing this show. Thank you for using your voice and creating a platform. I'm very appreciative that you threw me on here. And also, you were a big encouragement for me getting my podcast going. So let's shout out to you. And y'all follow me on everything: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Shoot, I got Snapchat. I think I even have a TikTok account for it. It's all at the ABN podcast. The ABN podcast. Even though it's Abby Normal. Yeah, I got a new episode out. Wool Manifestation. Check it out.
For sure. VJ, any final words, bro?
I just want to say thank you for inviting me. I had a good time. Nothing really to promote here, but just I'm happy to be here. I had a good time.
For sure, man. I appreciate it. And again, everybody tuning in. See y'all next time. Y'all have a blessed rest of your week. God bless.
God bless.